Hey, what up, guys? Total Control 871. Yeah, I know it's probably been like a very long time since you've gotten anything from me. Um, that wasn't like a quick cycling tip or clip, should I say, cycling clip of one of the many J hooks or whatever road anomaly that I now face. Under the constraints of the Honorable Judge Robert H. Switzer. I think his first name is Robert. Whatever. Uh, I guess I'm giving you guys an update as to the whole fiasco. Um, I haven't been doing any kind of personal vlogging for a while, namely because, oh my God, the uh, the upload process is very difficult. Um, you have to basically sit in a McDonald's all damn day, either all morning or all afternoon and part of the evening, just to get a 20-minute, video uploaded. And all right, before this gets too long, let me just cut to the quick of it. But this is going to be a long video. This is. It's been a while since I've done one. In case you're wondering, this is the galley. This is the kitchen um, of the cabins where I stay. Give you a little bit here. Got a sink. All right. So, wow, it's like so much has gone on that I don't even know where to begin. I guess I'll start with maybe last night. Last night, one of the adjacent barns here on the campsite of the farm, it caught fire. Um, because, I do these videos late at night. I think you guys know that. Um, I'm a real bad insomniac. A lot of PTSD from the police and other shit. Um, so I had I gave Redbox a try a couple of nights ago. Not too bad, not too expensive, because you guys know I don't do cable and shit because it's just way too fucking expensive. So I gave Redbox a try and I was like, well, this will do. You spend $4 or $5 for about three movies. You turn them in the next night. I'm like, I could do this. Not every night, but I could do that. Maybe once a week or something like that. Treat myself. Um, but what happened was, first of all, in case you're wondering, I have been drinking. I have. Trust me, when you hear this story, you're gonna be like, yeah, total control. You need a good stiff one. No jokes. Um, the barn caught fire. The barn caught fire. I was headed out to Redbox on the bike. And yeah, the video of it will be uploaded a little bit later on. It's like a 15-minute video. It's like I leave out, I'm thinking, is it like some of that, swamp mist rolling in or something like that? Because it's been so, hot and then it's been so cold. Oh, freezing, man. I'm thinking temperature changes have got things misty. Not so. Shit caught fire. So you're gonna see. I think I'll call the clip. Total control, fire brigade to the rescue, or some shit like that. I don't know. But I'm getting fire extinguishers, calling 911, pounding the shit out of the owner's door, cause I mean the barns aren't the barn that was on fire isn't connected to anything. It's an unoccupied building, but still I didn't, you wake up the owner, you let him know that shit's on fire. So that's what's going on. The lane control issue, the court cases. In case you haven't heard, I lost both Hamilton Township and Egg Harbor Township. Tonight I'm going to take you through a very quick breakdown of what happened in court. In court, let's start with Hamilton Township. That was first. I'm almost certain that I don't want to sound too conspiracy oriented. If I was a gambling man, I would lay wager that Judge Switzer, who by the way presided over both Hamilton Township and Egg Harbor Township, he presided over both cases. Um, I got a strange feeling that he was made privy to all evidence before the case. I don't even know if that's legal or not. I really don't. I don't see why it would be illegal. I mean, it's evidence. It's what's going to be shown in court. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I say that to say I believe Judge Switzer. Hold on here. I just got a stupid ass thing. I don't know if you can see my finger or not, but anyway, something popped up on the screen that I had to touch to make go away. Probably the fucking cops hacking the shit out of his phone. What do you expect to find out about me that you don't already know? I'm a cyclist. I ride a bike and I want to do it safely. All right, so Hamilton Township. On the stand is Officer Jeremy Hartman. Officer Jeremy Hartman. Officer Hartman had to perjure himself to get out of some really, really awkward questions by me regarding lane width and lane control. Officer Hartman perjured himself by saying that a standard or a normal lane width was 12 feet wide, and of course that's not what's stated in the New Jersey Cycling Manual, that it's 14 feet wide. Although I suppose maybe Officer Hartman could take some sort of haven, from his lie. Because basically think about this now, the entire New Jersey Cycling Manual was ejected. Stated that it is only a manual and not a law. Only a manual and not a law. Now, the Title 39 law, it does its reading. I've already posted it a couple of times already. It goes into saying that a cyclist must stay, as far right as practical. Far right is practical. That's that one little word that kind of throws a really bad monkey wrench into prosecution. Because Judge Switzer ultimately ruled in both cases that I am to use turning lanes as some sort of makeshift bike lane, or he wants me to ride straight in a turning lane while traffic is on my left hand side turning right. I'm sure I don't have to explain, this to my fellow cyclists. They know how incredibly dangerous that shit is. Um, Judge Switzer went on to discuss his own personal cycling. He says he's a cyclist. You know, I would not call Judge Switzer a cyclist. Judge Switzer rides a bike. There's a difference. From what Judge Switzer described, it sounds like a Norman Rockwell painting come to life. He spoke of how he and his grandchildren and basically his family, they go on these really nice leisurely rides and these nice distances, and it's all very, Norman Rockwell. My attempts in both cases to reiterate and to make Judge Switzer understand that I am not a recreational cyclist. I am a vehicular cyclist, an inner city vehicular cyclist. And there are portions of these city roads that have no shoulder. And for me to safely negotiate them, I need temporary lane control, as outlined in the New Jersey State Cycling Manual. Now, like I said, things get sticky for prosecution with the word practical. Far right is practical because it's not practical to ask a cyclist to ride in a turning lane when they are not turning. Also, let's not overlook the fact, because in the first, I don't know if I even uploaded the GoPro footage. I think I did. I have to double check. I have to really see, because it is like it's like it's a while and it takes so long. God bless GoPro with their high resolution, but it gets really hard uploading shit. Anyway, but the first incident with Egg Harbor Township involves me traveling down Tilton Road to connect with Route 40, and of course I select the lane that goes in the direction that I want, as far right as practical. So that means that I am, see, what is it? One, two, it's a total of 4 lanes. 4 lanes, okay? So if I'm going in that direction, toward you, lane number 1 is a right-hand turning lane that goes onto Fire Road. Lane number 2 is a lane that, matter of fact, it's kind of a combo lane, if you want to call it. It acts as a jug handle lane, but it also ultimately ends in about 400 feet, I think, 400 or 500 feet. It ultimately ends, and it tells you to merge into lane number 3. Because when you go through the Parkway overpass, the New Jersey State Parkway, there's a overpass, and you're going through, So you'll see it on the video if I haven't uploaded it already. So I'm in lane number 3. You dig? And that's what I have to go through. Now, if anybody thinks that there is room for me and a vehicle to travel side by side while going through this underpass, and now the judge wants me to be all the way to the right while I go through the underpass, Okay, and there is no turning lane for me to even use, be it legally, illegally, practically, impractically. Okay, there's just two lanes. Two. One on the left, one on the right, and there is a parkway overpass and a concrete slab of a wall. You will be fucking annihilated. Okay? You let a service truck, car carrier, cement mixer, hell, there's all kinds of heavy grade vehicles going on because there's a major parkway project going on right now. Any of these vehicles, tries to squeeze past you because you are not using lane control and you're being all the way to the far right as you go down this short portion. So it's a total stretch of about maybe 700 feet, I'll say, until you connect with Route 40. And of course, I connect with Route 40, I make my left-hand turn, and I do signal. And of course, there is a shoulder. And of course, I relinquish lane control, and so on. And of course, Sergeant Per, who had been stalking me at this point. I know I'm like switching cases because I said I was going to start with Hamilton Township. But yeah, Sergeant Per, he perjures himself in court. Oh yeah, they all had to lie. So, and I'm sure the police, they watch these videos. I just want you to know, Sergeant Per and Officer Hartman, just remember, you didn't beat me fair and square. You had to lie. And if I'm not mistaken, earlier tonight, Officer Hartman, I saw you going into the Wawa. I think it was nearing the end of your shift, or somewhat toward the end of it. And you had your head held down, and I know you saw me. I'm sure about that. You definitely made it your business to avoid eye contact. And your head was pointed down. You really couldn't bring yourself to look at me. Somebody that you had to lie in order to get your ill-got gain of a win. Sergeant Per, no better. He himself had to lie. He lied, and let's talk about Sergeant Per's lies. Okay, because like I said, we're dealing with our first Egg Harbor Township incident as I'm, going down Tilton Road, connecting with 40, making that left. Sergeant Per said in court that it was his intention to mail me my citation. He said this as a means of explaining away why he broke off pursuit, because after I had relinquished lane control, now, that's important to remember because, of course, in the second incident, Sergeant Per holds up a large banner in bold print with all of my personal information: name, birth date, social security number, driver's license number. Sergeant Per tries to feign ignorance in that incident, saying that he just wants to make sure he has my information correct. You seemed pretty sure in court when you said that you were going to mail me my citation. You seemed pretty content as to who my identity was and how to mail me my citation. Now, there are laws on the books about police accessing the DMV, when they are not currently, actively investigating an incident. There are laws against that, and those are some of the laws that Sergeant Per broke. So he perjured himself. He broke the law in regards to personal information. He held up that in the second incident, he held up all that personal information while persons were coming and going out of an establishment. They could view my personal information. Um, this is, of course, is all in retaliation for my having put on YouTube Sergeant Per approaching me with his hand on his gun, ready to pull and shoot me, just for filming him. So these are the police. These are the police. Um, so we have Officer Hartman perjured himself about lane width, and the New Jersey Cycling Manual ejected, and Judge Switzer ordering me to use turning lanes as makeshift bike lanes, and of course offering no logical explanation as to how I am to negotiate or share a lane with a vehicle that is too large to do so. I mean, it's basically Euclidean math. Euclidean math, you know. The Euclidean geometry speaks for itself. You don't even need a calculator. It's very elementary. You know, we're dealing with these lanes that are anywhere from 10 to 11 feet wide. Sometimes 12 if you're lucky. And your SUV or your regular car, that could be anywhere from 5.5 to 6 feet. Or your heavy grade vehicles, they can be as much as 8 feet wide. Check my video. You know, when I measured the Peterbilt car carrier, 8 feet wide, the lanes, I think you get my point. You get my point. So the police had to lie. The police had to break the law. I don't think a lot of people are shocked about that. I'm now left in a situation where I have to ride the roads in a very strange fashion. It's very dangerous, number one. It's this bizarre hodgepodge mixture of legal and illegal cycling. It's just strange. Uh, it's coming. A collision with one of these cars in the turning lane. It is coming. As best as I'm trying to avoid it, it is coming. And when it gets here, assuming I live through it, it's going to be a big discussion over who's at fault. I've got a judge that ordered me into these lanes. Is Hamilton Township going to take responsibility for this judge's ruling? Is Judge Switzer going to take responsibility for his own ruling? Probably not. So I wouldn't even know how to word the accident. Did I hit the car, or did the car hit me? I don't know. And of course, the motorists, they have a very viable, logical defense, even if the motorist was drunk. Even if they were drunk, they suddenly got this huge defense. Why was the cyclist in a part of the road where they didn't belong? And they could turn around and sue me for damage to their car. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Dunbar, that you lost your legs in the accident, but my client here, their car sustained substantial damage, and, well, we're going to need you to make right on that because you were in a turning lane going straight. You collided with my client's vehicle. So change hands here. Hand hurts.